With over 400 celebrity interviews and tons of pop culture nerdiness, Too Opinionated is a safe haven for your inner geek. Find us at meistercon.com or on YouTube under MeisterCon Pod. And please subscribe. It would really help us out. Thanks, everybody. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Too Opinionated. I'm so excited. Today, I've got actress, writer, Trinity Soos with me. So welcome, Trinity.
Hi.
So we have legit been trying to find a time for like the whole week we've been working on it.
We've rescheduled just a few times, just like a
little bit. We've had to reschedule a little bit, but we made it. We got through it. Here we are. We were dedicated.
Always.
Was it relentless? We just kept trying.
Follow through. Committed.
Follow through. That's right. So Trinity, I like to start here, and you're still fairly young, but you've been doing this for a while. But what got you interested into the entertainment business, and how did you kind of put yourself into a position where you can start working in it?
Yeah, so I've grown up in Orlando, Florida, always been going to Disney for literally since I was like 2 weeks old, which is probably not that.
Do you have a favorite ride? You got a favorite ride?
Oh, that's a really hard one, because my favorite park is definitely Hollywood Studios, which is ironic. Hollywood, yeah. But before, oh my God, I like the safari at Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
I like the animals, although I have a really big fear of ostriches because I got bit by one.
Well, you know, they're surprisingly fast.
They're really mean.
Yeah. Like you're not going to outrun them. And they seem to me like they might bite.
They do bite, and it hurts so much. I've been bit like 3 times. It's bad.
Why are you around ostriches?
They're very common here, or like at least at like every zoo, everywhere we go.
Yeah,
it's like always ostriches. Anyways, so my mom, she is a very musically talented person.
Yeah.
Which was like growing up, we would always be singing, performing of some sort, especially me, my brother, and my sister. We would always do like little shows or whatever in like our living room, and like puppet shows too. Like my grandma would get us puppet shows, and we do puppet shows. So in elementary school, I started doing school theater.
Yeah.
And then my mom was like, if you're serious about this, okay, there's a performing magnet middle school like 30 minutes away. So I went there, and then I got my first agent while I was in middle school. And
so early.
Yeah, it is. But I honestly love it, like, because I still can do normal teenager things.
That's right.
While still doing what I'm passionate about.
I mean, that's great. And I think it's awesome that you know already what you want to do.
Yeah.
Because I know, like when I graduated high school, I kind of knew what I wanted to go into at college and stuff, but I really had no idea what I wanted. Yeah. It took much longer to figure it out, but you've got it.
Yeah, I've always been very passionate about acting.
So you've done theater. Are you musical as well? Can you sing?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, so you could do musicals if you had to.
Yeah, I can. I do like my school musical, and they have this thing called Florida Thespians, which is like this giant theater competition, basically. Yeah. So me and my brother did that, and we did it last year too, and then. Yeah, but I prefer film and TV because I feel like I know with people with like film and TV, they don't normally feel like they can be more genuine because they do so many takes and everything. So after a while, you just get tired. But I feel like with film and TV, I feel like I can be more genuine, and I can relate to more characters.
Yeah, that's interesting because, a lot of times if you ask an actor, they'll say they prefer theater.
Yeah.
You know, as far as that, but I understand where you're coming from because I think I think I would be more, not that I could act, but if I could, I'd be more comfortable in like a studio setting.
Yeah, I feel like
than in front of an audience.
Yeah, and because the whole process of not film, theater, it just goes by so quickly.
Yeah.
Like it's literally just like a 3-month process of rehearsal, and then we either perform for like 3 weeks, like a few months, but then it's over. With film and TV, it's like this is going, especially for the bigger films that I've done, this is going to be around forever. Like people will continue to watch this forever. Well, maybe
That's
not
right.
forever, but for a while. So it's always like rewarding knowing that.
Yeah, that is true. Because I mean, you're young now, but at some point when you're my age, maybe you want, your friends, kids, family, whatever, to be able to look back. Look what grandma used to do. Or
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty great. How did you, outside of theater, how did you get yourself involved? Did you start doing commercials, or was it short films? How did you get
short films? I'm not a commercial person. I do so many, and I rarely ever booked a commercial. I don't know. I just don't have like a commercial presence. I don't know. Maybe I don't.
Well, I think there's something to that, because some people, they're just made to do commercials.
And I feel like
the acting roles. Outside.
Yeah, I feel like everyone who does commercials just strictly does commercials, but people who do commercials make great money.
Yeah, they do.
Like it's crazy.
They do. Maybe we could get you to that where you could do a few.
I mean, I'd love that. Yeah, but I started doing short films at like the local colleges and community colleges in the area. And I would do them with my brother and a lot of my friends, just trying to make connections and
Who's writing the films?
Who's writing the films?
Yeah.
Like the films that
like do you help with the writing, or you just
I mean, I have written a couple films now, and I've co-written, and I'm actually working on something right now. Yeah.
What's the genre for it?
For the new film that I'm writing?
Yeah.
Like heartwarming and like awareness.
Okay, very good.
Like a hybrid documentary.
Yeah.
One of the bigger films I was in an upcoming HBO Max movie, it was a hybrid documentary, and we basically just recreated this girl, Cecilia. We created her memories of growing up, and but there was also the realness of it, and we had like basically 2 separate movies in one. We had the recreating, like the acting, and then we had a whole behind the scenes area.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it
was actually kind of like a hybrid documentary, basically.
Yeah. So I love that idea, and I thought that was so brilliant. So I'm actually working on something like that right now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Because I'm very much so about awareness surrounding those with disabilities. My sister has a disability, and she is a part of the Special Olympics. And my mom, she was a special ed teacher. So is my grandma. So I'm constantly surrounded by that. And I find it kind of shocking how there's a lot of awareness around it, but then I don't think there's a big enough understanding of what it's like.
Right.
And also the families of children with a disability too. Because like my sister and me, like we're a year apart. Like my brother and sister are twins, and then I was a year later. So I'm really close with them too. So I want to.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys are all so close in age. And I love that you are an advocate for Special Olympics and those type of programs. And it probably doesn't hurt you as far as acting wise.
It doesn't.
Because you're kind of getting to use your empathy and the volunteering and stuff helps a lot with.
Yeah. And surprisingly, there's a lot of people like famous people who support Special Olympics who I've gotten a chance to meet, interview, like connect with, which is honestly so rewarding because it's like that's the last thing I would expect. I wouldn't expect like my two worlds to like combine.
Yeah, but you're exactly right. Do you have a favorite kind of celebrity that you've got to run into Special Olympics wise?
That's a really, really hard one. With Special Olympics, I've been around like Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Like pretty big people. A lot of Marvel, surprisingly.
I was gonna say you're hanging out with the Avengers. That's not terrible.
I wish. I would kill to be in a Marvel movie.
Like, I mean, you're already at Disney.
Yeah.
It seems like that's a no-brainer to get you in a Marvel movie or a Disney show or both.
Yeah. I wish. Fingers crossed.
I've watched some of your acting reels. I mean, you're really talented. Yeah,
Thank
you're
you.
really talented. Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
I don't want to say surprising, but for someone that's younger, you know, it's very believable. I was like watching some of your scenes. And I'm like, yeah, I believe that. Yeah. Yeah,
I personally enjoy drama. I like to think I'm a funny person, but I don't do comedies that often.
Comedies are hard.
Comedies are so hard.
Yeah, because it's almost like telling jokes. It's a rhythm.
Yeah, my brother, he's an actor too, and he does comedy. Meanwhile, I'm the exact opposite. Like I do, like I think I've cried in almost every movie that I've done.
So can you cry on command?
I can.
Okay, that's a good skill.
Yeah. I have like a little trick that I do.
Now, do you want to share it or is it?
I'll share it. So, you know how sometimes when you yawn, your eyes start to water?
Yes.
I can make myself yawn, but then make it look like I'm not yawning. So then my eyes start to water and then the rest kind of
just... That's a good trick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like normally people like they just like keep their eyes open and they try not to blink. But I don't know. That doesn't really work for me. So I came up with like the new thing. And of course, I'm like, whenever I'm acting, I like embody myself as the character, especially for the deeper roles that I've done. It can definitely get challenging. Because like I'm like, there's this one film that I've done called Did I that was about this girl with dissociative identity disorder.
Okay.
But she grew up in a sex trafficking home. So it's like this giant thing. And I was playing the younger version of the main character. So all of the like traumatic stuff, there was a lot of traumatic scenes within the movie.
Yeah.
So it like having to embody that kind of thing, but keeping it all acting, but it like felt so real. Like
those are difficult subjects.
Yeah, it's like my scene partner, he is so talented and he is so believable that like it was just I was like, oh my god, this is like I'm actually in danger right now. Like this is crazy.
Did you have difficulty after kind of putting 100%. That aside? Because it would weigh on me.
Yeah, like honestly, having like I needed like therapy after and like because how I take on the roles is like I don't even know how to explain it. Like I become the person and all the thoughts that they're having I start to think about as like me, Trinity. So it kind of just like eats away at me, which is definitely challenging. But I've started this new thing because in that movie I was covered in blood. When the movie comes out, you should watch the movie. It's a pretty good movie.
All right.
I was covered in blood for a majority of it. So
when you say covered in blood, is it just on your clothes or is it like in your
on my clothes and on my face? Like I mean covered in blood. I
wouldn't like that.
Yeah. So I don't know. I was looking for something fun to do after. So immediately after like I was still covered in blood, I jumped in the pool. So it's kind of like, and I've done like crazy stuff where I've had to like do rainbow hair and like all this stuff. So whenever like that kind of thing happens, I just like jump in the pool and I kind of just like let it all go.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of how
good.
it
You need something to kind of cleanse the palate a little bit, get all that out.
Yeah.
And wash it off too.
Yeah. I mean, it helps.
No, that's I could tell because the scenes I watched with you, they were dramatic scenes and they were very believable.
Thank you.
I felt for your character watching, and it was only, it was just a clip. It wasn't even, I didn't even have the whole context, and I was still like involved. So that's talent. That's really good.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's really good. So the HBO documentary is called "You Were My First Boyfriend."
Yes.
Do you know when that one's coming out?
Fall.
It's fall. Okay, that's what I thought, because I was
out
looking. I didn't see it listed for summer, so I assume maybe.
Yeah, it's coming out fall. We had our world premiere at the South by Southwest Film Festival this past April.
Is that in Austin?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, Austin's a great town.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to go and be there for all of the showings, and I was like, this is like, that was like, because the problem with acting is that, well, it's not a problem, but it's like, it's especially how I do it when I, like whenever I take on the roles, I take them on so hard. And a lot of the time I don't get much out of it. Like there's, so I caused myself all of this like pain almost, but then there's no benefits to it. But so when, so sometimes like a little while ago, I would overthink and I would be like, is this really for me? Because it takes so much work.
Right.
Like you do 20 auditions and you book one. You do 100 auditions.
Yeah, you got to get used to no really quick.
Yeah, which thankfully I have now, but it's just, and especially like the acting lessons and the auditions and all of that on top of trying to be a teenager, it's very challenging. It's trying to mix two worlds that don't mix well together. But
I mean, how do your friends take your acting?
So they know that I'm an actor. I don't really tell that many people.
Yeah.
Because I'm like on Instagram, I have like 30-ish followers, like 30K. But then I have, and then I have a different account that's like my personal Instagram, like just kind of like for people at school. Because last year it was my freshman year, and I told some people about this audition that I had, like, which was like it was a big thing. It was for Stranger Things, and then I got like a call back. I made it pretty far. I obviously I didn't get the part, but it was like,
I mean, if you need me to call somebody, I can call, because you'd have been good in that.
Yeah. So because then I didn't get the part, but everyone had already like spread around that I was going to be in Stranger Things, and I was like, no, I'm not going to be in Stranger Things. Stop, because I don't want people to think that I'm like a liar or anything. But it's like that's
just acting.
Yeah,
so and it usually has nothing to do with you. You know, it's just a matter of if you match that particular role.
Yeah. So I've kind of kept it more quiet, especially like this year, because this past year was my sophomore year. I'm going into my junior year. Yeah. So, but my friends, my friends love it. I've actually had the opportunity for them to be in some of the stuff that I've been in, which I think is, I love them. They're like my favorite people ever.
That's great. You got to have a support group because you're so busy. I mean, trying to juggle school and your extracurricular activities that don't involve acting, and then you throw acting into it, and you write a little bit too. That's a lot. Yeah. But
I'm very thankful for every opportunity that I've had. Like,
Well, yeah, because you're building those relationships at a
Yeah,
young
and
age. So,
connection.
if you plan to do this as a career, you're
Yeah.
already going to be established when you're an adult.
Yeah, that's the goal because the industry is literally all just about connections and
That's right.
everything. So recently I've been trying to build those connections that like I have and doing more, reaching out more, that sort of thing. So, but I'm very
Yeah.
lucky.
Yeah, I think that's great. So you are my first boyfriend. What's it about? What's your role in?
Okay, so it is a hybrid documentary film, as I said. It is about this girl, Cecilia, growing up in my hometown, which is very surprising. She grew up in Orlando, Florida, in Maitland, which is like right next to where I grew up,
Yeah.
like literally the town over. So it's all about her growing up, and she's Hispanic, and it's like about the struggles of growing up and the comments that people make, the bullying growing up with not the the ideal body type for that time of being a teenager. It's literally just about being a teenager and growing up. So she's kind of reliving all of those memories because we actually filmed it here, which is very lucky that
Do you like that, or do you prefer to have to go somewhere? Okay.
I like being at home, but I also love traveling.
Right.
So it's like whichever, whatever works. Yeah.
It's kind of nice being able to just go back to your house at the end of the day.
No, it is 100% because I have 2 brand new golden retriever puppies, and I'm like, I don't want to leave them. Yeah.
Yeah, those are going to get big. Yeah.
They're already so big, and they're only 5 months old. Yeah. So
they grow so fast. I mean, they're so little when you first get them, and then they're monsters within months.
No, seriously. Like, I can't. Yeah. My role, her name is Caroline. She is the best friend of Ceci. I play a real person. Wait, I don't know how to explain my character without spoiling the film.
Oh yeah, we don't want to get you in trouble.
Yeah. So
well, we might a little bit, but not too much.
Yeah. So the character I play, her name is Caroline, and I got the opportunity to recreate a bunch of different memories that Caroline and Cecilia had together while growing up because they were neighbors and everything. Their families were close, their sisters were close, like all of that. So yeah. And I've been told, and in the film they mentioned that the role that Caroline is like the heart of the film.
Yeah.
I think I am so honored to play that role that has such an importance to the film.
Yeah, that's pretty great. It looks great. Just the little things I've seen on it. It looks really like it's definitely on our list to watch. It looks really good. Yeah. So is it just a one-off, or is there a possibility of doing more of those at some point?
I don't know, because I feel like you could write so many films about your life. So I feel like there definitely could be an opportunity for more. And I know Cecilia, because she's the director, she's the star, she's everything, because the film is about her. So I feel like, and she loves documentaries, she's very much so a documentary person. I feel like she would like to make more hybrid documentaries about similar topics, but surrounding other people.
Yeah, I love that. How did you and her, get along on set?
Wonderful. Like, she is honestly one of my closest friends now. Her and Sarah, the co-director, they instantly, the second that we met, even online, because my audition process was very short. I had the audition, the callback, the video call, and they were like, I would love for you to play the role of Caroline. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. So
it has to be like nerve-wracking, but then
No,
when
it
you get the
definitely
part,
is.
it has to be like the best.
Yeah, like I remember I was crying. Like yeah, and because I feel like I've done like gotten so many auditions where it's like it ends up just being between me and this other girl.
Right.
And at the end of the day, it just comes down to who fits the part better. So I am so thankful that I got the role and that I was able to portray it. Because throughout the film, they actually have you see them try to cast the role of Caroline. And they like in the film they say that they never thought that they would be able to find someone to play the role. And then
that's awesome. I mean, good for
my
you.
mom found
Maybe Caroline needs a spinoff into her own documentary.
I mean, I would love that. Yeah, but I'm actually very lucky because my mom found the audition, and then
that's good parenting.
My agent, I love my mom. She's my momager. I love her. She's one of my best friends. But she reached out to my agent, and she was like, "Hey, have you seen this? Like, let's do this. Like, this looks because it was literally for strawberry blonde glasses, like." Yeah. Actually, because I'm very ginger, I'm not very strawberry blonde. And before I got cast, they were like, we're going to need you to cut and dye your hair. And I was like, I used to have like long hair, like down to my waist. And they were like, we're going to need straight bangs, blonde highlights, and like shoulder length hair.
I mean, the good news is it'll come back the way
it's like grown back so much because I cut it again because I like short hair and I was looking forward to cutting my hair anyways. And I loved the bangs. I thought they were good. I thought they were peak.
Bangs aren't easy. Like a lot of people can't pull bangs off, so that's impressive.
Yeah. But I had to chop my hair, which I would do a million times again if it means I got to work with the same people I got to work with, because the connections that I made on set and the people that I got to meet are just like, I'm never gonna forget.
See, I love that. I love that because a lot of times if you're acting,
it makes it all worth it.
It's a lot of people, it's just a job. So once they're off set, they're done with that. But I like it when casts and crew and that stuff, you kind of connect and you make friends, and because you never know, down the road you might work with them again.
Exactly. And I'm very much so like a sentimental person. Like my room is entirely filled with even like it's like the most stupid things, but I'm like, but this person gave it to me, like it's important to me. So I have lots of little trinkets that I got like from set and stuff like that. Like in one of the scenes I have a popcorn bucket, and it's just like this plastic popcorn bucket. It's nothing special. I kept the popcorn bucket and it's been sitting in my cabinets, and I'm like, I will.
Yeah, but it's special to you. You know what it is.
Yeah, like, and it's just, it makes it all worth it.
Yeah.
Because especially because I have, like I mentioned, I have kind of second guessed or like thought more about the idea of like pursuing acting as my full-time career, but being on set and getting to be with the people that I get to like surround myself with, that is worth it at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's awesome. If you weren't acting, if that wasn't a possible career, what would you be going into?
Aerospace engineering.
That's way different.
My goal is, at the end of the day, I just want to have a positive impact on the world and change the world to the best of my capabilities. So I feel with acting, I can do that because, I mean, I look up to actors and I want little girls and little boys and whoever to be able to look up to me and be like, wow, I want to be like them. And with aerospace engineering, it's like with everything that we're discovering nowadays, our world is changing by the second, by the millisecond.
Yeah.
And new discoveries are being made every 5 minutes, which I think is so incredible. And I would love to be a part of the process of changing the world.
I love that. And well said. I think that's terrific. Maybe at some point you'll get to play an astrophysicist that maybe gains some superpowers.
That's the goal. Mm-hmm.
You know?
That's the goal. I'm gonna write a film about
you got a lot of superheroes that are super intelligent, kind of scientist type. So why not?
Yeah. I feel like every superhero is like incredibly smart. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Other than, well, I was gonna say other than the Hulk, but then his alter ego is a scientist. So
yeah. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like Steve Rogers. I feel like he's smart, but he's not that smart. Like he's dumb smart. I'm very much so a big superhero, Marvel, DC, all of it. Yeah.
You're right. Captain America, he's more like regular smart.
Yeah, but then it's like, obviously, Tony, he's like, whoa. Like, but he's like cocky. It's okay.
Yeah, but he's cocky in a good way. That's why everybody
like he if anyone in the world deserves to be cocky, it's him.
That's right. That's right. He's such a good actor.
Robert Downey Jr., I love him.
Yeah, he's really good. So did I see that you were going to be on a paranormal show? Is that possible?
I've been in a couple.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I've done a lot of horror things. Like, yeah.
I know if I did all that stuff, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night.
I love horror movies though. Like I have horror movie posters in my room. Like I'm a big horror person.
Although it might help if does acting in them kind of take the scariness away?
100%. Like, cause constantly, like before, like when I first started acting and like I first started actually getting into it, I'll be like, that's a really bad I'll be watching a movie and I'm like, that's a really bad transition. Or I'll be like, that's a good shot. Or wow, that gripper knows what they're doing. And I catch myself doing it all the time. And my mom too. So it kind of like changed my perspective of movies. And I think about it a lot deeper. Like every shot has a purpose and you don't realize it. Like awesome. In one of the movies that I've been in, it's called Speak. It's about a girl growing up with a speech impediment.
That's the one I was watching.
Yeah, that's inspired by me, my life growing up with a speech impediment and how I like kind of overcame that. My brother's in the film. It was written by the amazingly talented Robin Hoffman. But there's a scene where like I'm crying and in a stairwell, and at the top of the staircase there's like these bars and like handrails and stuff. And there's a shot where the DP makes it like goes across the bars, but you can see through them, kind of like I'm in a prison, like but the mind of a prison. But like I feel like that. You wouldn't notice that, but it like just makes every shot have like a purpose,
right? Which
you don't think about, but it's like
no, and it probably helps with the acting on it too, because you kind of understand how it fits together.
Yeah.
And that short, it's made the film festival circuit, right? It's won some awards.
Just a few, like over 30, maybe.
That's what I thought. It looked like a lot.
Yeah, it has done so well, and I am so thankful that it has done so well, because I love bringing awareness around topics that there aren't much awareness around. And growing up with a speech impediment, there weren't any films about a girl with a speech impediment or a list for any of that. So I had no one to really look up to or like relate to or anything like that. So my goal was for people to be able to look up to this character. Her name is Sarah, which is, I think, ironic because I have a lisp and her name is Sarah. Like, it's like so stupid because I can't say the letter S. It's actually a line in the movie. It's a line in the movie, and it's so funny because my last name is Soos, so it starts with an S too. Anyways.
How have you worked on overcoming that? Is it just practice or what, do you have drills that you go through? How do you?
Yeah, so I have what's called a lateral lisp, where normally when people think of a lisp, it's because the tongue like goes like that.
Right.
That's not mine. My tongue kind of does like an arch in the back. I don't know how to describe it, but the tip of my tongue goes to the back of my bottom teeth.
Okay. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. I that's hard to do intentionally.
It kind of splits the airway instead of coming out one, making like the hissing noise.
Right.
So growing up, I had another speech impediment. I couldn't say my R either. So I had training in speech therapy for R when I was like 3 or 4. Obviously, I can still say the letter R now.
Yeah. Right.
And we worked on S, but it just like wasn't working because it's lateral, so that means it doesn't go away. So then we were like, because I have a small mouth. I don't know if that makes sense, but like my teeth are very close together.
Yeah.
So I used Invisalign, and it like straightened my teeth out, and it made it easier to properly pronounce the letter. And then it just came down to practicing because for films, whether like I always ask the director, like, do you think the character would have a slight lisp, or because I can turn it off and I can turn it on pretty much.
Oh, okay.
And I just have to think about it more because just talking how I'm talking, like it's still there. Like you can definitely hear it, or at least I've been told that it's still like slightly there, but it's definitely gotten better. So I can, depending on the role, I can turn it off or turn it on. Or
well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see where it might help you with some acting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's good. When I was just starting elementary school, they put me in speech class because I couldn't say my L's. So it was like me and a classroom full of people that couldn't say S's. I couldn't say L's. I don't know why, but that was mine that I had to kind of. But most of them in the class, it was the S, and a lot of them were just missing their front teeth, which would make it difficult to say their S's. But
it's not my teeth anymore. It just comes down to practicing. But I've done it. I've done so much training and practicing that I'm like tired of it now. And I'm like,
well, I could see that.
But totally, because I always, whenever you like wish on like a star, a coin, a ladybug, like any of that, you always have like, I would always have like the same exact wish. And that wish for me would always be for my lisp to go away. Because I got really like heavily bullied for it. And people told me that in order to like pursue my dreams of doing acting and stuff like that, it would need to go away like entirely, like all of that. And they like people tell me that I wasn't going to be successful, like it wasn't going to work. And
does that motivate you, or does that discourage you?
At first it would discourage me, because I would be like 8 and people would be like, you're not going to make it. You're not going to be able to do anything.
That's terrible.
And it would like be strange, like strangers, like kids I've never met before would come up to me and they'd be like, can you say 7 for me? Say 6. And I'd be like, what? Because I didn't know I had one. I knew something was wrong. And I would always point it out to my mom, and I'd be like, Mom, my voice sounds different than everyone else's. Like, and she'd be like, no, that's like how it normally sounds. It's like your family gets so used to it.
That's right.
And so then I'd be like, no, but something is like there's definitely something different. And then we were like, I have a list, blah blah blah. But now I'm like so motivated by it.
Yeah.
And like the same thing, like awareness around it, because there isn't much, and a lot of people struggle with speech impediments, like a lot more people than you realize. And I feel like people shouldn't have to go out of their way to avoid saying words that have L, R, S, or anything like that, because that's something that I like struggled with growing up too, because I would purposefully like plan out sentences in my head that wouldn't have the letter S in them, so then I wouldn't have to like embarrass
Do you think you'll be able to help other people, as you're going along in acting, and you can be kind of an advocate and say, look, I'm doing it, so it doesn't have to hold you back.
That's my goal. Because while Speak was still doing, it's still doing film festivals, but not as much. But when we first started, I would like go to the film festivals, I would watch it and like do a Q&A or stuff like that after, and people would come up to me and they'd be like, thank you so much.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Which is so like, I don't even know how
motivating. That's motivating.
Yeah, it's so rewarding. And at the end of the day, like acting is hard, but having someone tell me thank you, I'll have hard times as much as I need to for that one thank you. Yeah,
that's incredible. Well, Trinity, thank you. This has been terrific.
Thank you.
I think you're so talented. You're just getting started. I can't wait to see what you have going on next after the documentary comes out.
Yes. I can't wait.
No, it's been great. And you have to come back when you get the new one out.
I will.
For the next thing, come back and tell us about it. Give us that would be
I'd love to come back after we have the big press release and all, like for the You Were My First
that's a big deal that it's on HBO.
It's gonna be in theaters, like it's gonna.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
It's just so exciting. I'm so excited.
Yeah, that's super exciting. So a couple little things before we wrap up. Anything else that you're working on that we can kind of keep an eye
out? Nothing as of right now, nothing too big, but like I said, I do have a lot of big things coming out. And a lot of stuff that is being picked up by big like screening services. Definitely look out for Did I, which is the film that I was talking about, the dissociative identity disorder. Yeah. You Were My First Boyfriend, of course. Echoes, which is the retelling of Adam and Eve.
Oh, okay.
I play a young Eve, and then anything with Robin Hoffman. I'm very involved with her because we have the same kind of beliefs about disabilities, speech impediments, bullying, like everything. And she's also, her and my mom are like best friends, so it helps, I guess. So we're actually working on a film called I Win for that, and it's
you're busy.
Just a little bit.
What do you do outside of acting? What's your hobbies?
I like to draw.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and I've never done a triathlon, but I do the training for triathlons because my sister's a triathlete. So swimming, biking, running, all of that. I go to Disney a lot, like theme parks, just hanging out with my friends and stuff.
Which you would do if you lived in Orlando. Why wouldn't you?
Obviously, the entertainment capital of the world. Yeah.
There's a section of my family that literally spends a couple of months a year at Disney and has for most of my life. That's just their thing. They go down.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Spend a couple weeks several times a year.
That's literally us, but I literally live like the same street as the entrance to Disney. But like this summer, we're staying there for like 2.5 weeks just on property. So.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. If you're going to go to Disney, it's more fun staying on the property.
Yeah. And I mean, I do have a job. I work at Chick-fil-A.
No, you don't really.
Yeah. Because my family loves Chick-fil-A, and they were like, one of you guys need to get a job so we can use the discount. And I was like, I'll do it. I'll get the job.
I'll sacrifice.
Mhm. Yeah. So
Yeah, where do you find the time to work with all the extra stuff?
I'm mainly just doing it for the summer. I'm saving up for a car.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I guess I wasn't thinking you're at that age. Yeah, you need a car.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. I mean, I just work as much as I can. I normally work like in the afternoons and stuff.
Yeah, that's good. I think that's good. There's nothing wrong with I think everybody should experience fast food work at some point.
Seriously, or like being a waiter. Like it's a lot more stressful than you think it is.
Yeah, it is. It is. That's good good training, you know, for when you're older and doing something else, but then you can appreciate what those service workers are going through. That's
like my brother, he just started working at Wendy's. And he like has been working there for like a week, and he's like, I don't want to do this anymore.
I think I'm wondering if your parents are just, you know, putting kids at different restaurants that they
100%. It's just so we can always get like the 50% off.
Yeah, that's good parenting.
I mean, it's smart.
It's not bad. That's not bad. So, okay, so last thing before we go, where can we find you on social media?
You can follow my Instagram at Trinity Soos, Soos. And I also have a website, Trinity Soos.
Do you keep it up, or does your mother who keeps the website?
The website, my mom, pretty much.
She probably updates it because that's time consuming.
Yeah, I don't know how she does it because I can't even figure it out. But Instagram, that's me and her. Normally, she takes the pictures and then I make like the posts and the stories.
Oh, that's good.
Like that. Yeah, teamwork.
Yeah, I love that your family's so close and works together like that. That's awesome.
I like them. I have my grandparents living with me, so it's like I'm never home alone, which is kind of annoying sometimes, but it's like if I ever need someone to talk to, then there's always someone here.
Is that there? Do your grandparents go to Disney with you?
My grandma does. Sorry, I hiccuped. My grandma goes to Disney with me.
You have been drinking this huge drink from Chick-fil-A.
Hey, 50% off. Don't judge.
You're representing.
Woo! Yeah.
Well, Trinity, thank you so much. This has been.
Thank you. This has been so much fun.
I'm so glad we worked it out because I know we struggled to kind of meet up time wise, but I'm so glad we did because this has been great.
Me too. This is great. Thank you so much.
All right, hold on 1 second. You're so welcome. Yeah, you have to come back.
I gladly will anytime.
All right, hold on. All right, so that's the talented Trinity Soos. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you'll keep an eye out for her. I think she's so positive and giving as far as her time and what she involves herself in, and just a really talented actress. I'm guessing she's a pretty good writer too. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see more of her stuff out there. But definitely keep an eye out for You Were My First Boyfriend in theaters, but it should be coming to HBO this fall. If you get a chance to watch Speak, if at some point that short is released, make sure you watch it. She's so good in that. And I'm sure her brother's terrific too. We may have to get him on at some point as well. Just a blast. Really enjoyed that. I know we're going to see so much more from her. So keep an eye out for Trinity. If you're finding us for the first time, we really appreciate that you're here. Love to have your support. It's real easy to do. It's free. If you prefer to watch, our YouTube channel is MeisterCon Pod. just hit subscribe. Really help us out. If you're listening, wherever you listen to your podcast from, just subscribe there. That'll help us as well. You can find we're closing in on 600 episodes. I think today we're putting out episode 589. We typically put out 3 to 5 episodes a week. So we're a couple weeks away from episode 600. Really excited about that. And you can find all of those audio and video on our website, meistercon.com. So definitely check us out there. If we're doing anything in studio, like maybe watching You Were My First Boyfriend, that'll be on the website. If we're going on location, if we're covering a convention, anything we have going on, be on the website, meistercon.com. So definitely check us out there. Thank you guys so much. Until next time. Bye, everybody.